Hey Scorpios, and welcome to your February 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. I hope that you are feeling good coming into this month. We have a lot to talk about because it's an important month for you and an important month for everybody. As you guys have probably seen from the other videos, I've been talking about how collectively February is such a month for like getting things into order and for really structuring things and giving ourselves that platform and stage to really be thriving off of for the rest of the year, because we have the incredible Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is with Venus right now, as I'm doing this reading at least. And that will start to fade a little bit through February, but it's a really lucky and beneficial, benevolent time, abundant time for us to, like, I think, have a lot of work and luck cut out for us as it relates to our work and our, Saturn and Capricorn things that we're doing, as we do have Saturn and Capricorn right now as well. I think that there is a bit of a strand of fear right now in you, Scorpio. There's a bit of a sharpness, a bit of a comfort that you have generated. I feel like you're healthier. I feel like you're understanding more. You're having like a glimmer of hope, like a glimmer of opportunity coming in. But likewise with that, there's like a bit of a just sharp, like peripheral, like oh no, what's gonna happen here? We're worried. We're not quite feeling safe. We're not quite feeling comfortable. Like there's just a peripheral unsteadiness, and it makes complete sense. I mean, we are still in the 2018 year cycle from March of 2018 moving to March of 2019. That is a cycle. That is the astrological year cycle. So, whatever Jupiter and Scorpio represented for you, the growth, the transformation, the fear, the anguish, all of those things, they are culminating here and concluding. So it makes sense that there is like a sense of, I've got to get stuff done, I've got to change something, I've got to fix something, I've got to make things easier, make things healthier. And there's a lot of motion, I feel, for you in February, a lot of movement, a lot of tying up loose ends, that 10 of Wands and 6 of Swords together, 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. Very energetically consumptive energy here, so you can really spend more energy on things than you're prepared for if you're not careful. And I think that it's important to come out of January with an understanding of what you can really do. I wouldn't push things in February. I wouldn't overexert myself. I wouldn't overcompensate for things. I wouldn't do overtime at work. I wouldn't really, there's going to be inevitably some aspect of overtime with 10 of Wands and 7 of Wands and 5 of Pentacles. Like, you're going to be going. You're going to be, like, going and moving and changing in February, and I don't want you to overdo it and burn yourself out, because ultimately you have to be working towards building in February, 3 of Pentacles being your central theme. So whatever you do in February, it has to serve a purpose. Whatever you do in February, it has to be contributing to the bigger scheme of things. It has to feel like it's building, not like it's like working towards a goal that like ends and vanishes forever. So you've really got to set out in the month of February, coming from January. If you're having the opportunity to listen to this at late January or early February, really get clear on what suits you for the future, on what you're investing your energy in and where that takes you, because you can quite easily in the future look back at this period of time as a bit of a waste of time if you're not careful, and more importantly, a waste of energy. And it's not going to be that. For many, many, many of you, that's already passed, and you sort of understand where your energy needs to go, and what can consume your emotions. And when I say consume your emotions, like what are you emoting at? What reactions are you indulging in? Are you wearing yourself out with your suspicions, your paranoias, your guilts, or are you being able to no longer indulge in those things, but rather channeling these deeper feelings into something that motivates you more and gives you a stronger sense of here-ness, of like identity, really, like being here, being where you are, and identifying and understanding if the current location supports that new identity that is entering in. You can really come to so many new levels of insights in this month. You can really come to a stronger understanding of how much it takes, how much you're, being in this relationship, being in this place, being in this situation, you can understand more clearly how much it takes from you and likewise how much it gives back. And you can draw more firm conclusions about what the future holds, I feel. And I do think that February is one of the most transitioning months for you that you've had in a long time, because I feel that you're consciously acclimated to it now. I feel like you're ready to, consciously, sort of in a cardinal type of way, move forward, like a cardinal sign, like, like the Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, Libra energy, especially for those of you with those energies natal, or, perhaps for those of you who are like dating a cardinal sign or something. It feels like you can really start to move forward. And also it feels the universe starts to construct a path that's very honed towards transition and honed towards new identity, new experiences, new circumstances. So it's like there's a conscious and universal pull toward that. Likewise, you're going to feel like you should be still. And that's the juxtaposition for you in the month of February, and really for like this entire 2018 year cycle. Do I stay or do I go? Do I continue or do I stop? Do I change or do I, keep it the same? There's still going to be a little bit, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, there's still going to be a little bit of like, I need to not change. I need to keep things the same. I need to pursue the status quo of my life. I need to hold back a little bit here. And that's not going to be the wrong decision, really. But to some degree, there has to be something that changes, even like the smallest things, like your lifestyle habits, or, the way that you react, the way that you indulge in these like expensive emotional patterns. And that's the best I can put it for Scorpio. You'll see quite clearly that like paranoia, fear, suspecting, wanting to investigate things that aren't really your business are like expensive. Like those types of things like cost a lot of energy with Jupiter and Sagittarius, because it really elevates the energetic spectrum into like more of a, project the rest of the world, give back, understand the, the higher ideal of all of this. Like, okay, we might have this difficult relationship, but how much can we pursue with our academic career, like really looking toward the apex. So if we're really trying to understand these like deep things that might not be our business or might not really be good, and like also for those of us who have been having bad urges, or I want to say chaotic urges, we're not going to call them bad urges, but chaotic urges, to like cheat on the significant other, or to keep secrets, or to be dishonest. These type of lower things are just very costly. They're very costly to maintain right now. And the result of them feel to me to be stillness, stagnation, and just not really being able to make a decision. So, really releasing these old habits, releasing these old needs to understand the full complexity of things, which are quite undefinable to begin with, is really the best way to start to see a change in our lives and to start to see the energy to change our lives, especially coming towards March. Some of you, there might be a little bit of a delay towards March, where this transition starts happening, but truly week number 2 of February shows some kind of change happening, and shows some kind of catalyzation, I want to call it. That's not a word, but you feel catalyzed in towards change in the second week. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week before I talk for too long. In the first week of February, Scorpios, you have 10 of Wands rooted down by 5 of Pentacles. Again, hard work. To me, that looks like hard work. It looks like getting things in order. Again, it looks like accepting reality. It looks like also understanding what is too much. What is too much work? Are you in 10 of Wands, really having to put so much labor and menial effort into maintaining that which you have, while still feeling in essence of 5 of Pentacles, like I'm poor, or I can't do what I want to do with these resources, yet I'm working so hard. That is a frustration I feel that has to be solved. And you have to go into the first week of February understanding like what you can really do, like what you can really contribute right now. I feel like people could be leaning on you. I feel like you're the backbone of the situation that you're in. I feel like you are like a sort of beacon of togetherness, or harbinger of comfort to other people. And it's like exhausting to be that for other people. Like, what are other people relying on you for? What is the expectation for you to present in your current environment. Not a terrible time for solitude for Scorpio. It's really not great. Like, I'm hoping that most of you by now are channeling this into like work or creative projects, and this isn't so much coming up in emotional connections with other people. But if it is, it might be a good time to seek solitude. It might be a good time to lay it out on the line, like what you can do for them, because I do feel like maybe it's sort of unknown, maybe it's sort of undefinable what you do for people, and maybe it needs to be a little bit more defined. But at the same time, I wouldn't go seeking confrontation, and that's where things get hard, because it's like, are you going to walk on eggshells, or are you going to be more confrontational about things? There is confrontation energy in your reading with that Seven of Wands, but I don't feel that that really has to do with other people. I'm a little bit unclear about what the first week means for you. There's just something about it to me that feels unclear, and I'm just going to be honest about that. I think it has a lot to do with the effort that you put into things versus like what that actually gets you, and like what that actually gets you like not quite being satisfactory. There's a sense of like you working really hard for other people, yet they won't do it for you, and they really hold you to like a standard and don't hold themselves to the same standard. That could be like a bit of a hypocritical energy coming in. And it's highly representative of the last year cycle as a whole for you, Scorpio, and it's going to be important to see how to move out of that and how to move towards an appreciative support network, or beginning to appreciate people so that you can see that back in your life. Balancing how much energy you put out in that first week is the key. Working hard, but not overdoing it, not overexerting. Also, perhaps a bit of frugality is also good. Five of Pentacles could say that it's easy to spend everything that you have energetically or monetarily. So a bit of frugality could be positive in the first week of February, of both monetary and energetic nature. Week number 2, Six of Swords, rooted down by Seven of Wands. Six of Swords is a big card for me, as a lot of you know. It's my home card as a tarot reader, so when it comes up, I always know that it's really trying to energize the reading and really representative of a lot of sudden energetic change and transition coming in. This could represent a move for some of you, choosing a new place to live. Oftentimes I see Six of Swords as moving in with somebody else or taking a relationship to a next level. It can also represent falling out with someone, falling through, not being able to live up to an expectation or a standard, yet moving into the waters where you can. So it can be a turmoil-ridden departure. It can be a conflict inspiring departure. There's some amount of voyage, some amount of departure, I feel, in your month of February, and it's important to know who you are. It's important to know why you're doing this. It's important to... It feels toxic. There's something about it, this whole thing, that feels toxic to me, and it feels like something you need to leave behind. It feels like something that doesn't suit you any longer. I feel like you moving, keeping it moving, not keeping it too still. That's what I keep hearing. Again, it's unclear. It's a little bit unclear, but stillness is not the answer in the second week of February. Pulling back, pulling in is only going to result in Seven of Wands, where you're just on the defensive, where you're having to guard something, where people are coming at you. It could be feeling hard to get a break, but and some of these messages might be feeling a little bit negative and heavy, Scorpio, but they're really not. They're really quite good, because I feel like if you can just keep things simple, if you can just like not overcommit yourself to things, which you can't do, this can be such a simple period of time of the change that you finally needed. But it's just like things are coming at you from a lot of different directions, so just prepare for that. And again, remember that you choose what you want to remedy, what you want to solve, what you want to embark on. Like it's your choice how you embark during this time. And along with all of these things which might be cropping up during this time, it feels like there's an equal amount of opportunities that also crop up. Like not all of, like if you see like 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 7 of Wands, like you just see all of these different things, right? All these different objects. I don't feel that they're all bad. I feel like a lot of this is just like, new opportunities coming up, new job offers, new, new ways of doing what you've been doing for a long time, new innovations. and you kind of want to take it all with you. It's like, be careful. Okay, that's giving me chills. Actually, that's a lot of what this represents. Like, what do you want to take with you in this voyage, in this departure, in this transition? What are you trying to carry on your back? How can you really be in motion when you're carrying so much? Like Six of Swords, like the reason the boat capsizes is because of how much they're taking with them, and it's like sinking it. Likewise, Ten of Wands, we're hurting our back because we're trying to carry too much. You've got to take the weight down a little bit. You've got to get some of the burdens off of your shoulders. You've got to make the load lighter. Okay, Scorpio, lighten your load, please, in February. Get rid of some of the debt. Get rid of some of the things, like sell some of the property. Like, lighten your load, get some of it off of you. You're too weighed down by things. Clean up your contacts, clean up your Facebook list, clean up like things that, like, all of this minutia, like flotsam and jetsam. That's what I keep feeling. Is it's like there's just like, how can you be light, and how can you enjoy your life when you're being like smothered by so many things, like these vampiric people, these leechy people, this leechy like experience of life, this parasitic relationships, food that is really heavy and rich. Lighten your load, Scorpio, and you will feel so much better, trust me. Week number 3 in February, you have Two of Swords rooted down by Eight of Pentacles reversed. This is a period of time where you are rethinking your output of energy. So you're rethinking, what am I putting out? Like, what am I doing? What am I working on? Some of you aren't quite satisfied with like what you're working on and what you're, again, investing all of that energy into. And it's a strongly important time to find a new strategy, maybe, or find a new rhythm, like finding a new rhythm for how you use your energy, changing up your biorhythms a little bit, working on, interestingly enough, like your sleep, your habits, because I feel like they might not be supporting your overall health right now. I also think that this is a time where you can start to do things a little bit differently. Don't feel trapped by, what currently gives you security. Don't get Stockholm syndrome with your job or with your output right now, because I think something might start to feel old, or something might start to feel musty. So it's good to like air it out, like find new ways of putting things together, and new ways of, using your time and energy, new formats, new structures, new people as well. Again, some of you might be moving during this time, or might be just living your life in quite a new way, or preparing for that in March. And again, remember, Scorpios, as I was saying, this is like such an ending period of time. Don't feel like you have to do it all right this second. It's like, I'm not comfortable where I'm at anymore, or I'm not comfortable with what I'm doing, I've got to change it all right now. Allow yourself a little bit of time and flexibility with it. Like, as long as you're getting into the motions, getting into sort of the idea and rhythm that, yeah, changes need to be made. I've got to, change up the way I make money. I've got to change up the way that I, handle my relationships. I've got to change up where I live. It's true, but don't feel like you have to do it all right this second, because you'll burn out a little bit if you're like going too crazy. But again, if you've been planning it out for a while, it's a great time to start. But by March, Scorpio, I'm hoping to see that you're at least contributing towards a path where, going about your day feels easier. Your environment feels more supportive. Your relationships feel more, supportive as well. Because there's something in the 3rd week of February that feels quite unsupported. You're not feeling supported potentially by the way you make money. You're not really feeling seen by the people that you're in relationships with. You're not seeing a lot yourself. Again, Two of Swords is all about, blocking your vision. Again, the blindfold, and then guarding yourself. Like, it's sort of like a hide and seek type of energy to me. Like little kids, they play hide and seek, and they like cover their eyes and think, because they can't see, that no one else can see them. Try to not use that mentality with things. Like, try to accept what is happening. Try to see the reality of the situation that you're in, and not occlude. There feels like a bit of occlusion there of like the truth, or occlusion of what you're actually dealing with. Try to get real with things there, Scorpio. Try to get tangible. Try to like really see what you're dealing with, and like through that you will see the solution to any problems which are coming up. Again, Eight of Pentacles reversed. You got to change up how you're producing your life, like how you're funding your life, how you're enjoying your life. It's not saying you've got to make a drastic change in every sector, but there's just a few kinks in the armor, or like there's something is just not not supporting the whole system very well. So thinking about how you can make that more smooth will do you well during that time, and letting go of the old situation, the old system, the old status quo, because it'll still be there throughout February, but just preparing like by like the period of time of March to like July of 2019 to start introducing something new. Week number 4, Ace of Swords reversed, rooted down by Ace of Cups reversed. I'm just happy that there are 2 aces. You know, even though they're reversed, it does say to me that there's a new beginning there, no matter what. And it could say that the change that you're embarking, the voyage that you're starting to promote for yourself, the departure from the past, the departure from the old way of living, it could say that things start to feel so new that you're kind of like, whoa, what have I done? Like, is this too soon? Like, is it too soon to feel so new? It's not. That if you're feeling like things are too soon or, you know, undercooked, they can be, but it's ultimately going to be okay. By the time you get into March, it'll start feeling better. Although I will say, for those of you who haven't been, you know, planning this new thing, this new house, this new job, whatever it is, for quite a while, the 4th week in and of itself may not be the best time to just impulsively make a change that hasn't been being cooked for a while. There's a sense of undercooked beginnings or undercooked new leaves being turned over. So yes, maybe the 4th week is not the best time for the most sudden of changes, but if they've been cooking for a while and if they've been focused on, it's fine. Just you could have an impulse for something brand new, and the ace cards, I like to think that even if they're reversed, they bring something positive, but it can just be a little bit more surprising and a little bit a lot to bite off when they're reversed. So, but it's still positive. You know, Ace of Swords is all about new intellectual property, new strength, new ability to face the world. And then of course, Ace of Cups is new energy, new emotional energy, new love, new, you know, chemicals, like the body turning over, the body's like cell renewal process. So I do feel it's a very revitalizing energy one way or another in the 4th week. And it could be suddenly revitalizing. It could be suddenly motivating. Watch out for how sensitive you are during that time, though. I will say Ace of Cups reversed, especially to me, can be overreacting, overstimulation, over emotional, again, hypersensitivity. And Ace of Swords can be quickness to be sharp, or like not being able to bite your tongue, being like really sharp and really even intrusive in some ways. Those are just the negatives, but I just listed the positives. I feel like it comes through more positively for you, but just don't understand that it could be nice during that time to also watch out for how much we're putting out, how much we're reacting, how much we're taking in. And if you can do that, like the new beginnings, the new possibilities, the new opportunities that come in are abundant. And it feels like the whole key to navigating this month, again with 3 of Pentacles as your central theme, it's all about the build. It's all about working towards something bigger. So yes, don't demand yourself to see a complete 180, a complete sudden transformation in February. It would be folly to try to enact that in completion. But be working towards it, be working on it, and be building it up. Solid foundations. Each brick that you lay into this new sort of life that you're creating for yourself must be coherently and lovingly placed. Okay, that's important. I feel like that's the most important message in the reading. Don't haphazardly place these bricks around because you're trying to make like a mad run for it or something, or you're trying to like get me the heck out of here. So I'm just gonna like throw these bricks around and hope that this works out a few months down the line. None of that. You have to be tried and true in your placement right now and in how you're building for the future, so that you can like not see yourself falling back down or having a fall because this foundation isn't sturdy. But again, there are many of you I think who've been doing this all of 2018, so you know the foundation may be steady enough already, but you'll know what group you're in when it comes to that, one way or another, working towards your labor of love, working towards creating this new situation, saving up for it, getting things in order, preparing your surroundings, the people around you for it, so that it's, you know, it's stable, it's not gonna, you know, be a painful departure, is the way to really thrive in February. Enjoy the new ideas. I feel like there are new ideas. There are new relationships for those of you who are single. There are new friends. I feel like new friends is a prominent thing for Scorpio as well. New platonic relationships, quite easy, quite prevalent. And just hold back a little bit. Be a little bit frugal. Don't spend too much money or energy if you can help it, other than on necessary things like clearing out debt could be one of the best things. Or if you did that in Capricorn time, that could have been even better. But you still have a bit of leftover energy from that. Anyway, Scorpios, you're building, you're beautiful. Just keep steady. Don't get too like frantic with things here. It's okay. Like, you're fine. Like, honestly, your energy compared to a lot of the other signs is easier to handle. It's easier to work with. Like, you've got a lot to work with. There's at least a lot to work with here, one way or another. It's just about making those choices about how we want to see it play out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. It makes my day. Be sure to comment below on how this energy is treating you. What are you doing to make these changes, and how is it affecting you? I love seeing your own responses, and it helps me understand the accuracy of the reading. So comment below if you can. Also, if you haven't seen the 2019 Year Ahead series, I will link that in the middle of the screen right now for you to jump over to. It's great. I really enjoyed putting that series together. I think that you guys can get even more understanding from that. And everything's in the description box below, you know, links for readings and for my social media and anything else that I feel like I need to put. And we will be talking soon, Scorpios. Good luck in February. Talk to you soon. Bye.